Bismillah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa ala barakatuh. Welcome back to another video. This is the fifth video tutorial in IT subject. In this day, I want to present you a tutorial about EIGRP and CCNP about summarizations. So in previous video, we've learned about distributed lists, prefix lists, and access lists, authentications, and all of the lessons. Now, I'll start from the accesses from banning IPs or whatever it is. We're trying to summarize IP addresses. You see, imagine you have a few CIDR classes IP addresses, and it fills up your routine table, and you want to make it short, but you still can ping it. And summarization is a very good answer for it. So basically, in the previous video, we have a lot of 333 IP addresses, and now we are going to repractice it. I'm going to show you start from the first how to configure that. But before that, we can see there. I'll tell you a lesson. So the first thing first you gotta do is when you want to summarize something is imagine in R3 we have 10 IP addresses, and in R1 we don't want that 10 IP addresses. So what should we do? We are connected to R3 is between R2, and the R2 connection is on G1. So we're gonna enter the interface first and type this command IP summary address, and then what routing protocol you're using. It was only available for EIGRP and RIP. So here we are using EIGRP, and then the S number, and what summary you want to use. We are 333 and 255, and we're gonna ensure that we can ping it, and it will looks like this. But before we're gonna start, I want to explain you about delivery modes. So basically, in SGRP, in routing, in the networks, we have a way to actually chat with our non-routers. So how do a router communicate to another router? What kind of communication that they use? And these are the types that we're using here. We have unicast, broadcast, and multicast, also anycast. Both unicast, broadcast, and multicast are supported by IPv4, but anycast isn't supported by IPv4. So it means IPv4 is not supporting anycast. It represents that IPv6 is only anycast is only available in IPv6. Unicast is basically one-to-one, when one router wants to communicate to another, or one device wants to communicate to another. It will only send a packet to the device that they want. In broadcast, it's one router sending to all the routers that is inside of the connections. Just imagine a switch connections. There is a five devices, and the switch wants to send a broadcast message, and it will send to all of the routers, all the devices inside of it. But multicast is something that's very unique, because multicast is only communications when you have the requirements, when you have acknowledged the requirements. Imagine an EIGRP connections, when you have a different autonomous system number, you wouldn't connect to another one. So imagine you have EIGRP 10 here and EIGRP 20 here, EIGRP 10 on all the greens, then those who are not greens, or those who are not inside of EIGRP 10 isn't going to be connected to EIGRP 10s. Then multicast means when it wants to send a message to all of the networks that is have the requirements that it only send the multicast. Now how about anycast? Anycast is one to any, so it will represent that it also have the requirements to have the shortest path to the connections. Just imagine you have a Wi-Fi, you have a phone, and you are connected to the cell tower, and there's another cell tower here, but the range to the cell tower is a bit far than the first one. Then it will also send only to this first one, but if the first one was down, then it will send to the second one. So that's basically it. So let's get head into the tutorial. Back to the tutorial, we have three routers here. The first router and the third router, the second router and the third router. You're gonna make sure that all of them are available and on. Router 1 is on. No. let's check on router tree. No. So what we're gonna do here is basically configure the first name. So configuring the name will make you easier to configure it. You're gonna configure it on 10.10.1. I'm gonna use 24 here. IP add. It depends on what do you want to configure, but I want to configure that. And router EIGRP 10. And network. We're gonna input all of the network. We only input the one network that we wanted. Okay. R2, R1 is on. Now let's check. And conf cause R2. No shutdown here. .2. Interface loopback. And we want to configure the router EIGRP. Don't forget to put the wildcard. That's the reason why I use 00 is because I only want to advertise one IP addresses. But we haven't configured the second line. I'm going to use 2020 here. 0 X and then router EIGRP. Now we're gonna configure the R3. The last one. Host R3. No shutdown. IP add. Before that, we're gonna advertise this. So before we finally advertise it, I want to create a loopback first. This is the loopback and the router ID, and I want to create a router R1. 3.1. How about let's give a chance to we're gonna give, let's try. What should we put inside? How about we create 7 IP addresses? Okay, I'm gonna use 10 here. Okay. On 29. Type overlaps no 2 248. Okay, so this is okay, is a bit annoying here. Show why can't we add 10 to it? Is that 12? guess 20 down. 3. Oh, I messed up. Okay, this one. 3. And then type this one. 4. Okay, 3. Let's try 240. You sure? Okay, so we all have this one, which is EIGRP 10. Net. I forgot to. No. So we have configured it. So do show view. It should be here. Now it's all here. So what should we do now? A little bit trouble. So we actually doesn't enter it there, but in here. It's funny how I didn't notice that. Now we're trying to see here. We're finally in it. So we're trying to ping 3. We still can't all ping them. I think I have them 168 again. Guy. 16, let's try 16. And yes, you can still ping them. So maybe that's all for me. Thanks so much for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.